In the world of online dating, not everyone is who they seem. Sometimes they are not even alive. Sarah had always been skeptical of online dating, but after some gentle encouragement from her friends, she decided to give it a shot. What was the harm? She had been single for over a year now, and every weekend spent binging shows alone was starting to wear her down. Besides, plenty of people were meeting their significant other through app these days. It wasn't so strange anymore. She downloaded a popular dating app and created a profile. The first few days were underwhelming. Most of the men who messaged her were either too pushy or uncomfortably vague. She was close to giving up when a message popped up from a man named Daniel. His profile picture showed him smiling at the camera, his dark hair slightly tousled and his eyes kind. There was something genuine about his appearance, not like the other who looked like they were trying too hard. Hey Sarah, you seem really interesting. I'd love to grab coffee sometimes if you are up for it. She hesitated, but after checking out his profile, he seemed normal. They chat for a few days, exchanging stories about work, hobbies, and favorite places to visit in the city. Daniel was witty and thoughtful, always asking about her day and showing interest in her life. It felt like the kind of connection she had been waiting for. Finally, he asked, "What do you think? Should we meet in person?" Sarah hesitated again. The warning her friend had given her about meeting a stranger from the internet echoed in her mind, but Daniel seemed harmless, even sweet. Besides, they were meeting in a public place, a cozy coffee shop downtown. What could go wrong? Saturday afternoon, she arrived at the cafe. Her hands felt cold, and her stomach was doing somersault. As she walked in and scanned the room, there he was, sitting by the window. Just as he looked in his picture, maybe even better looking in person. Sarah waved, and he smiled, standing up to greet her. "Sarah, hey, I'm so glad you made it." His voice was warm and inviting, instantly putting her at ease. They sat down and started talking, and it was easy. Conversation flowed naturally, and Sarah found herself laughing more than she had in weeks. Daniel was charming, attentive, and seemed genuinely interested in her. After an hour, she felt like they knew each other for years. As they finished their coffee, Daniel leaned forward slightly. "You know, I had a really good time today. How about we take a walk? There's a park nearby, and the weather's perfect." Sarah hesitated. It was starting to get late, but she didn't want to seem rude. And besides, he'd been nothing but kind and respectful. "Sure," she agreed, smiling. The walk sounded nice. The park wasn't far from the cafe. As they strolled along the path, the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadow across the grass. The conversation continued smoothly, but there was something about the growing darkness that made Sarah a little uneasy. She glanced around, noticing how empty the park seemed now. Suddenly, Daniel stopped. "I know this might sound forward, but I really enjoyed today. Sarah, he said, his voice soft. I think we should see each other again. Sarah smiled, drew something about the intensity in his eyes, made her feel uneasy. Yeah, I'd like that. But before she could say anything more, Daniel's phone buzzed. He glanced at it, quickly, frowning. Hey, I'm sorry. I just got a message from work. I need to handle something. Can I walk you back to your car? Of course, Sarah said, relieved. As they headed back toward the parking lot, Daniel's mood seemed to shift. He became quieter, more distant, like he was distracted. When they finally reached her car, he smiled again, but it didn't quite reach his eyes. Thanks for today, Sarah, he said, giving her a quick hug. I'll text you soon. The next few days were a blur. Work kept Sarah busy, but she couldn't stop thinking about Daniel. True to his word, he texted her, but something was off. The messages became less frequent, and when he did reply, they were short and vague. She tried to brush it off. Maybe he was just busy with work. But something gnawed at her. Finally, after a week of awkward silence, she decided to do a little digging. She opened his dating profile, but it was gone. Confused, she checked her messages. His last message to her was strange. Can we meet again? I promise, you won't regret it. Feeling uneasy, she decided to search his name online. What she found made her blood run cold. An article from a local news site came up. Dated just a few months back. Local man found dead in apartment. Possible foul play. The man in the picture looked eerily familiar. It was Daniel. Heart pounding. Sarah read the article. Daniel had been killed in his apartment 3 months ago. The police suspect he had been the victim of a target attack, but no suspects had ever been found. She stared at the screen, her mind racing. Who had she been talking to? Suddenly, her phone buzzed. It was a message from Daniel. Are you free tonight? I'm outside. Panicked. Sarah bolted to the window, heart in her throat. The street below was empty, but the faint sound of footsteps echoed through the hallway outside her apartment. They stopped right outside her door. Her phone buzzed again. I can't wait to see you, Sarah. Thank you for joining me tonight. Until next time, rest easy if the dark lets you.